Every second counts. These 20 kilos of raw coffee are being roasted at 200 degrees and turned into the fragrant dark brown beans we all know and love. Nathalie Prusse is supervising the roasting process, checking the temperature of the beans and that the color is as it should be. She even listens to the sound of the beans popping, thereby making sure that the 20 kilos of Colombia Supremo beans don't burn, which would give the coffee a bitter taste. The family business, based in Bremen, is 3 generations old.
We roast about 14 tons of coffee a year. What sets our company apart is the fact that we can also roast small quantities, which allows us to offer some unusual varieties. Our range and our gentle roasting process, which in a way is a very traditional roasting technique using a drum roaster, is what makes our coffee special. That's what our customers come for.
And they don't come just to buy coffee, but to get expert advice on how best to brew it. The customers can choose from over 50 different coffee varieties. The most expensive is the Indonesian Toraja, which costs more than 200 euros per kilo, a niche market that's growing fast. The company has plenty of loyal customers.
At the moment, I live in Frankfurt, but whenever I'm in Bremen, I come here for my coffee. I'm quite happy to spend a bit more on good quality coffee. Seeing as I've invested hundreds of euros in a very sophisticated espresso machine, I might as well put good coffee in it.
800 kilometers further south, sacks of raw coffee are arriving at the Dallmayr roasting plant in Munich. The buyer checks several truckloads of raw coffee every day.
We process about 20 or 30 tons a day. The coffee comes from pretty much all the important coffee-producing regions of the world. We like the Arabica coffees from Ethiopia a lot, because Ethiopia is the original home of coffee. In fact, we're the world's main buyer of this coffee.
20 to 30 tons a day. Coffee is roasted at Dallmayr in Munich from dawn till dusk. The roasting machinery fills an entire floor. The beans are roasted by a hot air stream, which goes faster than the traditional drum roaster process. It takes just 4 minutes to roast the beans, so up to 1.5 tons of coffee can be roasted by one machine per hour. The beans are stored in huge silos. Large-scale coffee companies like Dallmayr are benefiting from the current coffee boom, but because demand is growing all over the world, the cost of the raw coffee used for mass production is also climbing. That's bad news for the major producers. Commodity coffee is expensive, but raising the retail price isn't easy.
If you look back on the last 10 years, world consumption of raw coffee was down by almost 20%. Raw coffee is the main factor in coffee production, and if it gets pricier, then we need to raise our prices too. But the trouble is, coffee is the most popular beverage in Germany, and the supermarkets are always offering discounts to attract consumers.
Back in Bremen. When the small Münchhausen coffee company has closed for the day, Nathalie Prusse likes to experiment with new varieties and check up on the day's production. She and her mother do everything by hand. Ilse Münchhausen took over the family business from her father. Time to pack up the coffee roasted over the course of the day. Münchhausen coffee is more expensive than supermarket varieties. The company's customers include small shops, restaurants, and private buyers from all over Europe.